Hi, I'm Tyson Franklin, and welcome to this week's episode of the Podiatry Legends podcast. With me today is serial offender Jonathan Small, and today's topic is something that I think everybody is going to relate to. So first of all, Jonathan, welcome back for about your 100th time on the show. And
Not quite, but yeah.
What number is it? What is it? 8 or 9?
7 or 8.
Something like
8,
that.
maybe.
Yeah. Might be 8. I think it might be number 8. So today's topic is?
Well, we're going to be talking about online reviews.
Ooh.
And the reason for this, we're going to have some fun with this. And this goes back a long way. So if you remember the days when the internet first started, way back in, I don't know, the dark ages. A lot of people won't remember life before the internet. They can't imagine it. But
yeah, I know.
Before we went online, you used word of mouth, didn't you, to find out who to go and see, who was the best to see with anything in your local area. You'd ask your friends, your family, or whatever, and you get a recommendation from word of mouth. And then the world went more online. And the first one that I came across for online reviews was eBay. I joined eBay in 2003, selling products, and they had their feedback system, where you actually got a scoring from people that you sold to, and you gave scores to those you bought from. It's still operational today, and I remember way back then having 100% feedback, feeling really proud. I'm on 100%.
So you were selling things on eBay?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then somebody left me a neutral feedback, and it was like, what have I done wrong? What's going on? And then a negative feedback because there was delays in the postage that was out of my control.
Yeah.
And suddenly you could never get back to 100%. And it felt horrible because you can't, once you've got a 1 negative, you can never be 100% again. And it was a tough psychological thing to overcome, to say, actually, I'm all right. Just because I'm not 100% doesn't mean that I'm a bad person or a bad seller or whatever.
Ere you comparing yourself to other people on eBay at the time, though, who were still all at 100%, and all of a sudden
that's right.
you were having review envy?
Yeah, absolutely, yes. And I got over it when I realised that like now we've got 3,300 reviews on eBay, and we had only 1 neutral in the past 12 months because they didn't like the density of plasterzote that we were selling on eBay. So
who are you selling to?
So we sell foot care products. Mail order, but way back then it was just your personal items you were getting up rid of.
So you're still doing that now?
Yeah.
I learned something new about you every single time we talk. I did not know that you did that.
Yeah, so we've got a mail order website called First Aid for Feet. We've never talked about this, I don't think, Tyson. No. And that's this is going completely off topic. Started that in 1997.
What's new? Whenever we talk, we usually always go off topic, but that's what I enjoy.
Yeah, and I started that in 1997, and I took it onto eBay in 2004 or something like that.
Okay.
Anyhow, going back on
yes.
top, we'll do another episode about that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So then you trundle along, and I've been okay with my marketing. I do a lot with local community marketing, parish magazines and talks to local groups and stuff like that. And I never really paid attention to Google reviews until 4 years ago. And I'm giving my Work Smart Not Harder courses, and thinking that I'm doing okay. And a colleague phoned me up and said, "Have you seen your Google review?" And I went, "No." He said, "Yeah, you've only got 1 Google review, and it's 1 star." And I went, "I think I better go and have a look at it." And it said, "Disgusting man, ladies beware." That was the review.
Oh, that's not a good review.
No, on my business. Left by somebody who's never been a patient of my business.
Considering you were wearing a mankini that day when they came in, they can't judge you on that. What was the quality of podiatry work like?
Yeah, well, I think this was a malicious review. I just happened to be taking someone to court at the time for non-payment of his bill, and I think it was probably very much connected to that generated this malicious review.
So it didn't have their name, of course.
No, you had a name, but they've never been in as a patient, and we did a reply asking them to contact us because that was a serious thing, and we'd like to investigate it. Well, we never heard anything, of course. But that sat there as my 1-star review. It was like, oh my God, if people are looking at that, then I'm losing business. So what do I do about that? Well, of course, you want to get Google to remove it. Well, that didn't happen. That didn't happen at all. They said it's a review. It's a review of you. And even though it's personal, and they say their policy says it shouldn't be personal, they still left it up there. So the only way that I could overcome this was to actually actively go and get some reviews that increase the percentage, basically. So
there's a review. Out of curiosity, is that review still there?
It is, yeah. It's still there. You can see it on my website. Yeah, on Google, and so it just prompted me to actively go and get lots of reviews. And now in my area, I've got sort of 6 times more than anybody else. I'm just on Google alone.
So it worked out to be like, even though that was a real negative, and somebody always told me, when you get 1 negative review, you straight away you need 10 positive reviews to just bury that thing, because smart patients will read through a lot of reviews, and there might be one there that says you're a disgusting man that wears a mankini during the sessions and doesn't wax, and but the other 10, if they also, oh no, he wore pants that day when he was with me, everyone go, okay, we've got to listen to the majority.
It's about balance, and this is where we're going to have some fun, because this has taken me down a little rabbit hole of looking at online reviews and the effect that it has, and the perceived effect. Because to me, that was the end of the world, getting that 1-star review, but I turned it into something positive. And now it always works in my favor, because the only negative reviews I end up getting is about fees, which is great, because that means that they end up deselecting those who don't want to pay for highest quality of care. I remember one patient, they said £150, no way for a bunion, a simple thing like a bunion, and I think they said.
Do you still comment when you when you get any review, whether it's positive or negative? Do you put a comment over saying thank you, or just I understand that my fees may not, I'm not for you?
Yeah, comment on it and comment on everything. But of course, the thing, and you've been listening to the other fees episodes, is that they get fixated in their head around the cost of the consultation fee, not on the cost of the solution to the problem.
Yeah.
So if you were going to get your garage fixed, you don't phone up and ask the garage, how much is your hourly rate? Yeah, what you ask is, how much is it going to cost you to fix my exhaust, fix my engine? Yeah, they're not phoning around based on hourly rate, are they?
When it comes to fees, it's like when I do coaching, and one of the things that I was always told, and I share this in different things that I do, is don't focus on the cost of how much it costs to work with, say, me, for example. What's it cost them not to work with me?
Yeah.
So regardless of what my fee is, I know that you can make them 10, 20, 30 times more. So the real cost, and it's patients are the same. It might cost $100 to come and see you, or 150 or 200. But what is it going to save them long term when it comes to fees?
Absolutely. And their perception, isn't it? It's just a reflection of the value they put on their feet.
Yeah.
With that. But anyway, going back to reviews. So this is where we're going to have a little bit of fun, because I've been having a little look at online reviews. And one of it came out not long ago. This isn't just your reviews. This is other people's. No, other reviews. So we're going to have a little bit of fun, and because these will be funny for you. So first of all, a big one that was in the press over here was reviews on Snowdon. Now Snowdon is Wales's highest mountain. Okay. So a review of Snowdon was, it was way too steep and rough. The weather is atrocious, and whatever possessed them to put it in Wales, it would be much better in Cornwall, which is another county in England.
Move it. They should move that thing.
So 1-star review for Snowdon.
Was this in Scotland? Was it?
No, Wales.
Oh, Wales. Okay, because I was going to blame Dave Cashley for it. I was going to say Dave may have been behind that.
And then a number of 1-star reviews saying there was no wheelchair access up Snowdon to get to go up the mountains.
Oh yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah.
But it doesn't just affect British mountains. Look at Ayers Rock, Uluru, isn't it, over with you? Yeah. So it says climbing the rock is rated at 5 stars, but the rest of the area is terrible. 1 star. Somebody's put, it's a joke, it's a total waste of time, it's just a big stone sticking up in the desert. 1 star.
That's
Okay?
exactly what it is. That's what makes it so unique and beautiful out there.
And then they'll leave 1 star when it's based on the weather or the flies or the food, even though we're talking about a rock, an iconic rock in Australia. Yeah. So these are some of the fun things about locations. Then you go to the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Okay.
Yeah.
You've heard of that, yeah?
I've heard of it.
The place is amazing, but I'll not recommend to buy a ticket from aportaltickets.com, which is the first one from the Google booking options. 1 star. So the whole of the Leaning Tower of Pisa gets a 1-star review because they didn't enjoy the booking.
So the Tower of Pisa got the 1 star because the
Yes.
booking company they didn't like.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Okay. Or attention. I know several families, including ours, who have been robbed in this city near Pisa Tower. Police do nothing, didn't even come. 1 star. Okay,
Yep.
so these people aren't really processing what reviews are about, in that it should be based on the experience you've had in that particular vicinity, or at the venue or the service, whatever is offered by the business. Ones like this could happen to you, okay, Tyson, with the books that you write. I'm sure this book is excellent. However, I made the mistake of lending the book to a friend before I read it and have not received the book back. Hence the rating of 3 stars.
Oh no, I got a 1-star review on my book by this guy who, and you can, and this one didn't use his real, there's no real name, it was just numbers and letters. So straight away you're going, yeah, okay, pussy, you're hiding. And but the review was it was really nasty. And you could tell that it was really personal because it used my name in there. Tyson's book, crap. But the thing is, you're going, that's fine. I had a rough idea who it was anyway, but.
The thing is, there will be people who leave negative reviews in no logical sense. Yeah. So here's one. Okay, a tourist attraction, 1 star, haven't been there, or never been there and don't even know where it is. 1-star review. Yeah. How can we get away with this? Yeah. Or for a theme park, raining all day, 1 star. Fun, I want to go again, I love it, 1 star. Or I hate this place because teens were there enjoying themselves, 1 star.
Well, I know in Cairns here, every now and then you'll see somebody put a rating review for Cairns. And they'll go, yes, I did realize that I went during monsoon season, but it rained too much, 1 star.
Yeah.
Don't come that time of year.
This one particularly made me smile. This is a complete non-recognition of the rating system between 1 and 5. Yeah. And this does my head in when they leave reviews for any of us, because you can offer a 5-star service that they absolutely love, but they don't like one little thing and they knock it down to 1 star. They've got no concept of proportionality. They don't take it down to 4 star, they take it down to 1 star because they don't like one little thing about your business. So here's one. I just passed this building, the building of this oceanarium. I do not know this place. I have never been in it, and I do not positively or negatively evaluate the place. My rating 1 star is absolutely neutral because absolutely this place is not known to me.
It makes no sense whatsoever. I think there's some people who just want to do reviews. They enjoy leaving their opinion, or they want to see their name in lights and sort of lit up. So they're going around just doing, because I'll get messages from Google all the time and say, oh, you've been here. And I go, I have been, brother. And they go, do you want to leave a review of something? And sometimes I do. Normally I only leave, if I don't have something nice to say, I'm either going to write a 5-star review, which is what I normally do, or a 1-star review. I don't do anything in between, because if it's wishy-washy, I'm like, yeah, what, I couldn't be bothered writing a review.
So this is very much a reflection of what reviews are and what you've just said there.
Yeah.
You've got the moaners who will leave a 1-star review and the lovers of your business who will leave a 5-star review. Unfortunately, the balance isn't quite right, is it? Because people generally will use writing reviews and leave a moan rather than complimenting positively. They'll go to the effort to knock somebody rather than to boost them up. Unfortunately, it's human nature. And this can be shown with Amazon, okay? So Amazon's review rating as a business. Now, this is the biggest corporation in the world, Amazon, yeah? And its overall rating is 1.8 out of 5.
Yeah.
So they've got 51% of their reviews are 1 star. They rate it as bad. 1
And
star.
what's funny about that is I find Amazon to deal with unbelievably good. Never had a problem. And when I've had problems with products, I've had refunds.
Yeah.
Order, like so fast. And it was only a couple of I'll tell you a funny story. Side story, nothing to do with anything. See this mouse that I'm holding in front of me here? Yeah, stopped working. I couldn't get the thing to work. Didn't matter what I did, couldn't get it to work. I contacted Amazon. They actually phoned me. I had a real person on the phone, spoke to him about it, gave me a reference number, posted it off to us. We're going to do the refund. As soon as we receive it, you get the refund, no drama at all. And so then all of a sudden, I don't know why, I went,
change the battery.
Yeah. Maybe, hang on, there's a charging thing in here. For some reason, I thought it was batteries. So I plug it in, I charged it, and it started working. And I've gone, oh my God. So I haven't had the heart to send the guy a message and go, sorry, I just figured out the problem. I just sort of went, he said, you've got 30 days to send it back or there won't be a refund. I was like, I'm just going to let that lapse.
Yes. This is the thing with Amazon. The message, isn't it, from Jeff Bezos is that customer service is absolutely paramount.
Yeah.
So even though they give exceptional customer service, Amazon, generally, any problems they're dealt with, it's no issue. Yeah. And yet they score 51% as 1 star, bad. 31% are 5 star, excellent. Okay. This is the polarization. 82% of their reviews are either 1 star or 5 star. There's only 18% in the middle bands, but that's not the experience about when we use services and businesses. It's not really bad or really good. It's generally in the middle.
Yeah, probably.
And we don't get involved in leaving reviews that are in the middle. It's very polarized. So for me, the thought process around reviews is that when you're a small business, it's going to matter. It's going to matter that somebody's left a 1-star review saying to me about me, disgusting man, ladies beware. Okay.
Sorry, it's just this. I shouldn't laugh. I shouldn't laugh because it's not funny, but at the same time, it's funny.
Yeah,
but it's not.
It's unprofessional, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's really personal, and it's nothing at all to do with me. It's purely malicious. Okay, but when you look at, did you ever hear about Tony Gavin's review that he got? Had somebody watched one of his videos, and he got the creepiest man who has ever lived.
Oh, yeah, I understand that. Yeah, that is really weird because he's such a nice guy, and I've seen him on videos, and there's a lot of people I know that are creepy, and he is not one of them.
No, just really strange, isn't it? Okay, so the thing for me is that we need to change this whole ethos around people leaving bad reviews. We need to, as a world, get into the habit of leaving good reviews, not false reviews, but between 3 and 5 star. Okay, whatever your experience is, and we need to do it because there's so many haters out there that just want to knock you. So in order to bring balance to the world, we've got to get out there and start leaving reviews. And this is what I generally do. If I've got a quiet period and I've just got the time to do it, I'll go online and I'll leave some reviews for businesses I've interacted with. I'll leave nice reviews, nice comments, 5 stars, just putting out to the world, just saying, these are reliable people. You can trust these people.
Are you saying so? What you give out, you're going to get back. Plus, if you're doing reviews yourself on a regular basis, then it's a lot more top of mind to then have a conversation with the patient. Say, hey, I left a 5-star review at this hamburger place yesterday. Oh, by the way, and it starts the conversation.
It was really interesting because I left a 5-star review for our garage the other week, just because we'd used them, they're reliable and they were helpful and stuff like that. And then my lad needed to get work experience sorted for after Easter, a week work experience. And unbeknown to me, my wife asked the garage if he could go and do the have his work experience there. And lo and behold, they said yes. I don't know if they correlated it was me, but it was me putting out to the universe and us receiving back to help heaven. So I think there's no harm in sitting out there.
Have you ever left a 1-star review yourself?
Oh yes.
You have? Yeah, I have.
Oh yes, CEX.
Yeah, I
All
did.
over the world, I've left a 1-star review for CX because they tried to rip off my 13-year-old lad.
Yeah. Yeah. Are we allowed to leave reviews for associations?
Yeah, if they've got it.
I know the only 1-star review I did, actually, one I won't admit to, but one I will. And
you did it. You weren't Jenny Jones that said discussing man lady underwear, were you?
sorry. It was the mankini that put me off. But no, there's when COVID hit, and I was supposed to go to New Zealand, and there was a motel that I was supposed to stay at in there. I got a refund. Everything got refunds for all the way through, except there's one motel in New Zealand in Rotorua wouldn't give me a refund. And they said, "Oh, we'll give you a 12-month extension." I said, "Well, that's great." So as I got to the end of the 12 months, I contacted them and said, "I still am not allowed in your country." And they went, "Bad luck." And I'm going, I said, "But what difference does it make? Like, I can't come in there. Like, eventually, as soon as it's open, I can come over to New Zealand." I said, whether there was a podiatry conference on or not, a little bit dirty on the New Zealand Podiatry Association, but that's a different story altogether. But I said, "But yeah, I want to come there. I really, really always wanted to come to Rotorua." I said, "So, and your motel looks great. That's where I want to stay." And they just went, "Bad luck, you've lost it."
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, can I transfer it to somebody else?" Because I know people over in New Zealand. I thought, "Hey, Andrew, do we go down to Rotorua accommodation? I'd rather see somebody use it. I couldn't transfer it." And I'm like, damn it. So I left a 1-star review, and then they commented back. The comment was so nice, I took it down.
Oh, bless.
Because when I saw their comment, I read it and went, "You know what? It's true." Because I was really bagging the management, not the motel. And when I really sat there and thought about it, I went, it's not really fair on the motel. If it's a beautiful motel that I'd never been to, food could be great. The front reception could be amazing. And here I am, I'm bagging the manager. So I took it down and then sent him a personal message and said, "I don't like you." So I've taken it down.
That's a good thing, because I'm going through exactly the same at the moment. A holiday that was booked because of COVID, and we can't end up going. It just doesn't fit anymore. And I've asked about, can I just change it to somebody else's name? And they said, "Yeah, it'll cost you £220 for a name change."
What
name change?
Yeah.
All they've got to do is type it on the computer. £220. That's going in the direction of not going to get a great review, is it?
Yeah, but I did have, when I had the podiatry clinic, we had 2 1-star reviews came through the podiatry clinic, like over a number of years. And one was a lady who had no-showed for her appointment. And then we phoned her up. You could hear the waves in the background. So she was walking on the beach. And we said, "Oh, you had an appointment today?" And she said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't." No, this was a guy who we rang him up. "Sorry, I couldn't get to a phone." We said, "But you work for Telstra, which is their phone company." I said, "You work for a phone company and you couldn't, and what are we calling you on?" He goes, "Oh yeah, well, I can get to a phone now." And then he sent a 1-star review, so we bagged him. And then the other lady was one walking on the beach, and she said, "Well, yeah, I'm too busy at work." And I said, "Are you a marine biologist?" So her review, was at me for being a smartass, which I thought was really funny. And so I actually put under there, I said, "Well, when I hear waves in the background, I just assumed you're a marine biologist." And so, yeah.
Yeah. So the point is, I think the overall thing is that you're not going to protect 100% 5-star rating throughout your business career.
And I've heard that if you have 150 reviews and every one of them is 5-star all the way through, that a lot of people can actually see that is not real. There should be the odd 4, the odd 3. So that if you're around that 4.6 to 4.8, because I'm just looking over here at the moment at Disneyland.
Yeah.
And Disneyland is, like, I've been to Disneyland. I don't know if you've been to Disneyland.
Amazing. Yeah.
Happiest place on earth. I was like a 10-year-old running around. Goofy would come out and I go, "The line starts here." And I made all these kids line up behind me. And so it's got a rating 4.6. So not everybody had a 5-star thing at Disneyland. But tell you, and I've spoken about Disneyland in my talks before, the things that I saw them do. If I could have given them a 6-star review, I would have given them a 6-star review. But I haven't gone through these reviews to find out. Somebody, I reckon someone's given them a 1.
Yeah, of course they will have.
Yeah, Goofy probably didn't come home with them or something like that.
or they thought that it was not Disney. They thought it was another cartoon studio, and they got confused.
Yeah, true. Yeah. They thought, where's the movie center? Where's the no? That's Universal Studios. You conned me.
Yes. So it's very, very much on the reviews front. It has the power to transform your business for the absolute better, but you've got to be on it with the reviews. You can't just let it lapse, because you're not paying attention to them. You could be having negative reviews sat there and not realizing it and not doing anything.
That's a really good point. People need to be going onto Google and need to be looking at the reviews on a regular basis. And
not just Google. There's other platforms that you'll be listed on. We got on Trustpilot, we got berated for not providing COVID tests because they'd ordered some from us. They were leaving it for wrong business. We've never supplied COVID tests. Yeah. But it was a different business, but we got the review. So you've got to keep an eye out on the reviews on the different platforms. Whether it's we have yell.com over here, obviously Facebook recommendations, all of these places. You've got to keep an eye out, because if you do get caught up with a negative review, it can sit there and people can be influenced by it. But on the upside of that, me going after all those positive reviews, asking my patients to leave reviews for me, means that I've got lots across different platforms now, and people now find me and they say, we've come to see you because of your great reviews. You've got more reviews than anybody else, and it's serving you really well. Yeah, well,
I remember someone saying once, a podiatrist, I don't really think patients really read reviews that often. And I went, do you ever go out for dinner with friends? They went, I said, have you ever been tossing up between 2 restaurants which seem very similar, both Italian, for example, and one's got a 4.8 rating and 250 reviews, and the other one's got a 3.6 and it's only got 4 reviews. I said, which one do you go to? And they went, well, we'd go to the other one because obviously the food's better and more reviews and you can read it and there's more photographs there. And I said, well, what makes you think your patients are any different? Even though if I was going to a physio, I don't necessarily look at that. I still word of mouth when it comes to medical. But if someone's new to a town, they've got no idea. And the only thing they've got to go by is looking at 3 or 4 podiatry clinics and what people are saying about them. I reckon it's really important.
Yeah, absolutely. And it certainly made a big difference to my marketing of my business, making the most of those reviews. And what's really good is you can repurpose them in your other marketing stuff. I regularly quote reviews in my blogs or on posts, just to share with everybody what we can do here. And I encourage my patients to actually talk about their condition in their review. Don't just do the overall service and the patient experience is brilliant. Actually say, I had plantar fasciitis, I had Achilles tendonitis, and we did this treatment and it worked for me, because then it really resonates. It's that targeted marketing for people when you repurpose it. Yeah,
but in the 12-week reboot, when I was doing it, I can't remember which week it was, and we had that thing in there about obtaining Google reviews and just this template, or like a framework to go through where you're pre-framing things at the beginning, just saying to a patient that, when we finish this treatment, can I ask you some questions? And then when you finish it and you find out, how happy are you? And then there's just a couple of simple questions to ask. And then a couple of steps after that to actually obtain Google reviews, because you want them when the person is telling you, when a patient says to you, I feel so good, I am so glad I came here, you're the best podiatrist I've ever seen. You need to capture that.
Yeah.
And that's what the Google reviews are, especially the way that they actually say it.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. In their language, and even getting video reviews from them can be really useful.
Yeah, we can't do, in Australia, there's this thing, we can't have testimonials.
Okay.
Yeah, but I always look at a testimonial and a review, to me, are 2 completely different things. A review, even if everyone gave you a 5-star review, it's still a review. It could be negative. There's a potential for it to be negative. A testimonial, would you ever have a testimonial folder in your clinic that open up and goes, This is Bob. Bob doesn't like me. Bob thing, I saw Jonathan and I don't like him. And there's a photo of Bob there with his name and all that. So you would never have negative testimonials, but you can have a negative review. So I do look at them being a bit different. Hey, I just looked up Disneyland and found one of their 1-star ones. Can I read it to you? It's quite funny.
Yeah, go on.
Disney says it's a magical place in the universe, which I agree. But in this pandemic, this is a pandemic place in the universe. It's a super spreader in the universe for COVID. No mask required and no vaccinations required. They don't have any social responsibility, just waiting for county directions. And I'm thinking, well, they're following the rules.
Yeah.
The rules are, so what you're telling me is Disney follows the rules and whatever the legal requirements are at the time. I have more chance of getting COVID at the shopping center. Mate, like Disneyland, when I was there, it's busy, but no more busy than going to a shopping center.
Yeah.
So it's amazing. So this person's basing everything about Disney, which is magical, based on, hang on, I could potentially get COVID here. Well, don't bloody go.
Yeah, and he's got 1 star. He's taken a 5-star experience and taking it down to 1 star, yeah?
Yeah. It's one of them said, I was disappointed. There was a big crowd. It's Disneyland.
You can have lots of fun with this, Tyson. You could just spend hours going down this.
It's true, though. It's like you said, you could have fun reading negative reviews, especially on companies that you know. But it's one of my favorite books is the Disney book called Be Our Guest.
Yeah,
it's one that I recommend to a lot of people. Anyone here who actually treats patients, go and get the book Be Our Guest. It is a brilliant book, and when you read that, you understand nothing happens at Disney by accident. It is all well planned. Yeah. So to see 1-star reviews and having been to the place, it actually does make you laugh.
Yeah.
But I can also see it, I can also see it from their point of view. For me, anyone, I always think, even when you were wearing your mankini, there's
that's never happened. Okay, I have funny suits, I have funny ties. I don't wear a mankini.
No, I don't. It just doesn't work on me.
Although there is one photo.
Yeah. Oh, we won't talk about that one. I did stay at your place one night. But usually I think in every review, even if it's 1 star, in the person's head, there's some reality to what they're saying. Even though I think like the person left the 1-star review for my book, other than everything they wrote was totally wrong. But if they did actually read my book, then maybe in their world, my book was crap to them. It just wasn't what they were after. Because my book has got, say a couple of 5-star reviews from people in America. He said, great book. It was so applicable to what I do in my practice.
Yeah.
Next one, we'll have a 3-star review. Good book. However, doesn't really apply to podiatrists in America. I go, hang on, the one before you just said it's really applicable. But in their mind, it didn't apply. And I think they've got every right to sort of feel that way. But at least it was only a 3-star review. I didn't mind that.
I don't mind the average reviews, the 3 and 4 star, because that makes sense. But the 1 star is where you get in a 5-star experience and you knock it down to 1 star because of one bad situation that may be out of control of the business. That doesn't make sense. But I think some of this comes from this. There's a trend at the moment, isn't there, that you do a survey to your patients or to your clientele, whatever business you're in, and only though, and you prospect for your 5-star reviews. Only those who score you 8 or above, do you send them the links to your Google page to leave you a review? Yeah, and there's this sort of manipulation of reviews. And I think this is adding to the polarization. The moaners will always go on and leave 1 star, and you only ask for the 4 and 5 stars reviewers. Whereas I just ask everybody to leave me a review. In our newsletter, I'll say, have you been to our clinic? Please leave us a review to try and get that fair reflection of where we are. And that's really good, because then when I see that we're actually averaging a 4.8, 4.9, that's across all our patients. That's not just the ones that we've targeted who are going to leave us the high reviews. It's across all our patients. And that's great. That's a reflection on the quality of service that we're giving, myself and my team.
Yeah, what's really interesting, I'm talking to someone later on today from Kentucky. And when you go to their website, they have got 1,700 reviews.
Wow.
Podiatry clinic. Yeah. So it was something that it's funny that you and I are talking about reviews.
Yeah.
Is because that was one of the reasons I wanted them on, was because I met them back in 2013 in Nashville. So I've been trying for ages to get them on, because that was one of the things I want to talk about. What's your process for getting reviews? So when this episode comes out, I'm going to make sure their episode's the next one straight afterwards, because it'll really be fresh in my mind, because I'm doing the recording in about half an hour time.
Yeah.
So,
Good.
but I think the biggest thing I take away from this, what you're saying, is it's really important for the podiatrist to make a conscious effort to don't just let it happen organically. Is you need to encourage your patients. Probably not. If you get a patient that's really angry with you, you go, "Oh, and by the way, would you like to leave me a review?" Because they may just go and do it anyway. But it's make a conscious effort of trying to get reviews, but also making sure you're just reviewing the reviews and commenting on every review. Good, bad, or in between.
Yeah, managing that platform, because that platform's out there for all to see, and you want to make sure that it's reflecting well on you.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, am I looking better now? You said I looked really tired.
Yeah. You've woken up, mate.
I've woken up.
Yeah.
First
comment, Jonathan energy.
First comment, Jonathan says, "Oh, good morning, Jonathan." Oh, geez, you're looking tired. Oh, thanks, Jonathan. Yeah, I've just crawled out of bed for this recording, but no, I'm fine. But I can even tell myself now I'm a bit more, so the next podcast will be a really good one. Not saying that this one wasn't, Jonathan. So
I'm
before
just
we wrap up,
I'm just waiting for everybody to leave reviews on all the podcasts that I do. They're going to go around.
Well, that's the thing. Even like I encourage you, if you enjoy this podcast, and I get emails from people all the time saying, "Oh, I love the podcast." Get the occasional person that will send me something really negative, but I don't worry about that. But if you're liking this podcast and you enjoyed this episode right now, you said, "Wow, this is a great episode." You've probably got whatever you're listening to the podcast on is probably in your hand right now. Pause, go to it, and just go to the review section and put a review in there, and just tell people what you think of this podcast, because it'll be the same thing. You can be looking at 5 or 6 different podcasts that are in the podiatry space, and there's a lot more there. I think when I started, there's 1 or 2. Now it's about 20 or 30. So, but if there's ones that you like, leave a review. Let people know what it is you like about that podcast, so it encourages other people. Because I know right now, if you're looking at Podiatry Legends podcast and one of the others, that what you write there can sometimes determine if somebody, "Oh yeah, I'll go and listen to that one now." So they're not, because some of them, like some podcasts, I'm not talking podiatry ones, but there's some podcasts you listen to, you go, "This is just bad. I wish someone had left a review and told me that before I started." But I won't, same thing. I won't leave a negative review, not on a podcast.
Yeah. But also, I'm going to take that one stage further, and not just leave a review for your podcast. Think about other businesses you've experienced. Yeah. And just each day, try and get into the habit of leaving a review for somebody you've interacted with. Yeah, because they're doing that, and if it's an honest review, hopefully it's a good review, hopefully they're giving you good service, then you never know how that's going to be returned to you. And it just, if we spread that positivity in the world, that encouragement for those small business owners, it's going to work well, isn't it? We're all going to do better from it.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great way to wrap up. That just think about, what was the last business you actually dealt with? Can you leave a review from? Where was the last place you ate? Or a service? Yeah, was there a tradie that you called in to help do something around their house? I know I've had an electrician come in here 10 different times over the years. Have I ever left him a review? No. So, but I will today. I'm going to write it down.
Yeah, absolutely. And Google reward you now for leaving reviews. They reward you as a local guide, don't they? Because it's moved from Google My Business mode onto Google Maps, so you can become your local guide status when you leave reviews for different businesses in your area.
Okay, Jonathan. On that note, I want to thank you for your 101st appearance on the Podiatry Legends podcast. People are watching the video at the moment. Jonathan is wearing a mankini even as we speak. But what I like having you on here is you get my sense of humor, and not everybody does. So it's fun. So thank you, Jonathan.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, no, it's been my pleasure. It's always good to chat with you, Tyson. Thank you very much.
Okay, bye.
See ya.